Hello, Hannah the Suburban Witch here, and today I'm going to be taking you through how to do a spell jar. Now the jar in question is this tiny little bubble one here. So I'm just doing a very small one today, and it doesn't really matter the size that you use. You can use a massive jar or a tiny jar. Honestly, it's all about the intent and the thought process that goes into putting everything together. Now, if you would like to do a bigger one, keep in mind you're going to be needing more materials, and that can get quite pricey. That's why I like to keep mine nice and small. This way they can also pop into my bag or next to my bed, and they don't really take up too much space. Now the jar itself was purchased from an art shop. I got a pack of 10. It's really cheap, really great to have on hand. You can fill them with all sorts of things in the meantime. But when you're preparing to use them in any form of spell or magical work, first thing you need to do is cleanse it, okay? So I'm using smoke cleansing here. So I've just got some rosemary. And then I'm going to let that smoke fill that little bottle. So hopefully you can see that there. Bring it a little bit closer for you. So just letting all that smoke run into that bottle and around that bottle. Okay? That's nice and cleansed. Look at that. Look how cool that looks. Having smoke in a bottle. Cleanse the lid as well. Fantastic. Beautiful aroma. Really great at setting the space as well. Okay, now I'm going to go through some of the things that I have here and what my intent is for this beautiful little bottle still filled with smoke. Oh, seriously, it's so cool. And it just looks like better. Anyway, alright, so what I'm doing is a little spell. I just need a little bit of support at the moment, a little bit of gentle assistance in some healing. So I'm basically pulling together a few really gentle, a lot of heart chakra related, but also a little bit of some sacral chakra as well, energy, just to bring together some positive support, emotional healing, just to get me through the next few months. Got a couple of things going on. So this is what I'm using. I'm using some little chips of rose quartz. Now, these, I don't know if you can see, they're really small. They actually came off a bracelet. So if you have a bracelet that breaks, keep all those little chips because you can use them with stuff like this. I've got some rose petals. There's 2 there. I've got some violet leaves. I've also got some calendula flowers, my black salt for protection. So again, this is healing support, emotional support and healing, but a little bit protective as well. I want it to feel like I'm really being sort of carried and held and helped through the next few months. So those are the things I'm going to put in. I've also got some frankincense and some myrrh. These guys always go really, really well together, as I'm sure you know from the biblical stories. Myrrh is going to be really good with healing as well as protection, and frankincense gives a boost to anything else that you're using. So those are great to have. Now, whilst I'm doing this, I have some other crystals just in the space just to add some help. I've got some rainbow moonstone, I have some peach selenite and some honey calcite as well. So they're just going to be placed around the table, just giving me an added boost. And I'm going to do a little spritz of this. This is cedar and stone. It's a heart space mist. It's made with passion flower and rosewood. Smells heavenly. Just helps open up that heart chakra and get you right in the zone for what I'm trying to do here today. So let's get started. So I've just tilted you down so that you can see what I'm actually doing here. Now I'm going to start with my little crystal chips, and I'm just placing those into the jar, like so. I'm then going to put a little sprinkle of my black salt. Now, if you don't know how to make black salt, it is simply normal white salt mixed with your incense ashes that you collect. So I keep all of my, anytime I'm doing any smoke cleansing, I keep them all on the same thing, and I put all the ash in there and it collects at the bottom, and then I mix it up in my mortar and pestle with some salt. So you can see how that's starting to look. Everything's a little bit light coloured, so it's a bit hard to see. Now I'm going to pop in, and I've put in, if you notice, I put 4 little crystal chips. Why is that? Well, the heart chakra is the 4th chakra. Now I'm just going to put 1 of the frankincense in there. We just need a little bit. and myrrh. These are resins, by the way. Oh, that's a big one. I just need a little one, guys. There we go. Just a tiny little bit there. Just some little resins in my little jar. Now, for the herbs, and again, use your intuition. I'm not following anyone else's spell. I'm not following what anyone else has said. And I recommend, I'm just putting 2 of those in there because this one's related to the sacral chakra. Oh, it smells really pretty, that. And violet as well. So violet is related to the heart chakra. Do you want to know why? Because the leaves, and I'll see if I can find a whole one in here for you. Here we go. What shape are the leaves? They're a heart. Isn't that beautiful? So I actually collected these. I might get a smaller one. I collected these back in my old house where they grew wild outside. I'm just going to crush that up a little bit. Place that into there. A little bit messy. There we go. Don't be afraid to get messy, guys. It's all good in the hood. Alrighty. Now onto my rose petals. Now these are really gentle. They smell divine. There we go. I'm going to put 2 of the dark pink rose petals. And I'm going to put 2 of these ones, which are light pink. They just have a different vibe to them. I can't quite describe the energy shift in between them, but it's there, trust me. Okay, so these ones are really pretty. They're just like a little bud. And a really small one, if I can find a little one. Just there. Squish that down. Alrighty, that is all my ingredients that I want to add in today. Look at that cute little jar. Doesn't it look adorable? Now, the last step, oh dear. Don't mind me, a little clumsy today. Alright, the last step, and I may tilt the camera up a little bit for this. No, keep it there so you can see. I have a white candle. Why white? Well, I could have used pink, but then it would be very lovey sort of vibes. I went with white because it is cleansing. It is sort of a stand-in for everything. And this isn't like a draw love to me spell or a purely healing spell, which I would usually use blue for. This is like emotional support, as well as a bit of healing and a bit of protection as well. White can be really protective. Remember, it cleanses things as well. So I just want to add all of those elements in. And again, I'm not using anyone else's spell. These are just things that felt right to me. When I went through my cabinets of all my herbs and resins and crystals and things, it was what jumped out to me, knowing what I need, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to just burn the end of this candle. Now you can also carve a little sigil into the top of that cork. That could be really good as well. I'm not going to today, but again, up to you. Use it as you would. It's your own practice. You can do whatever you want. There's no right and wrong way. Okay, so that's just dripping some wax there. Make sure I seal the whole thing. Now, why do we want to seal it? Well, you want to make sure everything stays in there. All that energy stays in beautifully, right? That no one can alter it. There we go. That's really nice. There you go. Let that sort of go off the edges there. A little bit more on this side. Okay. So that is how you make a spell jar. And you can use these for anything. You can use them to bring money in, bring success, bring a new love. There are all sorts of things that you can do with a spell jar. Now what I will, and I'm going to tilt you up now, what I will recommend is when you are finished with your spell jar, if you have made it to bring something into you that you want, right? So I'm wanting this support and this healing and protection. Or if you are wanting a new love in your life, you're wanting money to come in. If you've done something like that, then when you're finished with it and you no longer need it, you can simply bury your little jar outside on your property or close to your home. Now, if you have made a spell jar to cancel a curse or a hex, or to, you know, keep someone away from you, or to get rid of something, like a banishing, then you want to make sure you bury this at a crossroads, throw it in a river, get rid of it away from your property, okay? Now, if you want to reuse the bottle, you can. You're going to need to thoroughly clean it, both physically and energetically as well. And again, discard of the contents either on your property or away from your property, depending on the jar. Okay, and that is a little guide to doing spell jars. Don't they look cute? And if you had like a little stamp thing, like a sealing thing on the top, that would look even cuter. That would be adorable. But I don't. It's just simple, easy. I'm going to pop this next to my bed, and hopefully that's going to bring me a bit of extra support. And if you need just an extra, what's the word, boost, if you feel like it's been working but it's kind of slowing a little bit, give it a little shake, pop it on your altar, and that'll give it another boost again. Because remember, your altar is full of beautiful energy. All right, so if you ever need to just give something a boost, pop it on your altar, and then you can give it a little shake as well. I hope this helps you. Please like and subscribe. As always, send me a question through any comments or DMs as well. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram. I've got blogs on my website, and there's a really great new one on tips for starting witchcraft that I think you'll really enjoy. Bye for now.